Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you guys are new. Today is going to be a chatty get ready with me video, and I asked you guys over on my community tab and on Instagram what you wanted me to talk about and also the products that you wanted me to use. I had someone request that I use the oldest products in my makeup collection, so that's what I'm going to do today. I did have someone ask me to use the newest Nomad Cosmetics palette, and I will try and use that in an upcoming video, but I thought for today it would be fun to use my oldest products in my collection, so I'm actually going to be dipping into my singles for my eyeshadow, but I'm going to answer some of your guys' questions and then also just kind of chat throughout the video, so let's go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to go ahead and start with my eyes. I haven't been able to do my eye makeup first in a while because of the types of videos I've been filming. They've been pretty eyeshadow focused, and so I've had my face makeup done first, but I want to use the Covergirk lid lockup. This is the oldest eyeshadow primer in my collection, I believe, so I'm going to go ahead and use this today. The oldest eyeshadow in my collection is one of these two. I think this one is older though, but I got them around the same time. So it's the Huda Nude Light palette, which I feel like I've given Huda a lot of attention on my channel, especially this year. So I'm actually going to go ahead and dip into this. These are my Colourpop singles, and they are from, well, mostly they're Colourpop singles, but they're from the Kathleen Lights Colourpop collabs. So these four are from the So Jaded collab, as well as this one. These two are both the Libra from the Zodiac collection, and then this is an Ulta Beauty single shadow that I've had probably the longest of anything in my collection. So I'm going to dip into my singles today and just use them because I feel like I really don't use them enough. However, this quad here from So Jaded palette is my favorite, and I actually do use this one quite a bit. I typically have it in its own packaging, but I have it in here for today. I'm thinking I'm going to do something kind of simple, so I'm actually going to start out with this shade, which is the Ulta Beauty shade in Petite, and I want to put this in the crease and kind of just start it out like I start out every single look, using a light shade in the crease and as my transition shade. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer for the eye look, but I figured I'd go ahead and start with some questions that you guys asked, and a question that you guys asked was a hypothetical question, like if I won the lottery, what I would do with the money. And I feel like my answer is like pretty typical, like pay off everything, and then, you know, I think I would try not to go like excessive with it, but I would definitely want to travel and try and help other people with it, especially like my family and stuff. And I feel like it's like a pretty typical answer. Unfortunately, I don't have anything like crazy planned for, you know, hypothetically if I win the lottery. All right, I'm gonna go in with the shade, the Libra, and I want to put this in the crease as well. Something that I wanted to chat about in this video, and I'm going to go ahead and do it before I forget, is my purchasing habits moving forward. So this is like my low buy update, if you will, kind of put in this video, but you guys know that in the beginning of this year I was on essentially a no buy, but it was a replacement only low buy, and I kind of allotted myself like one purchase every other month for and just kind of whatever I wanted to purchase. Well, I broke my low buy in May, and since I've been trying a lot of new makeup, and honestly, I've been really enjoying it. I'm going to go into this shade here. I think this one's called Smoky Quartz. I'm not really sure, but it's from the So Jaded palette. But yeah, since then, I've been kind of purchasing quite a bit of new makeup compared to the previous months, and that's just not really sustainable for me to continue like every single month. But I really feel like my collection's been refreshed. I'm really happy with where it's at right now. I don't see any kind of gaps in my collection as a whole. And I feel like I've got a lot of new products to really continue testing out and get my thoughts on. And so I think at least until Black Friday or Christmas time, I'm going to be going back on essentially a no buy, but I'm not going to limit myself as much as I did last time, because while I feel like it was beneficial for my collection to kind of have like a gap of purchasing makeup, I think it just kind of naturally happens for me where a couple times a year I really want to kind of splurge and refresh my collection and try new things. But all in the same time, I'm still using up products, and I'm still using the products that I've been using for months. So, you know, I just feel like it's sort of the natural kind of progression for me in my own collection, and I'm okay with that. But I do want to kind of pump the brakes until Black Friday comes around. And I also do have a little bit of gift cards at Ulta and Sephora right now from my birthday still. So if there's something that I really want, I'm going to try and purchase it from one of those retailers to use those gift cards. I'm gonna go ahead and use some NYX glitter glue all over the lid. But yeah, I'm not gonna be like, I can't buy anything, but I'm just going to be kind of you know, a little bit extra cautious about thinking things through. Like, do I really need to add another, you know, concealer to my collection when I've added like 4 or 5 recently? So I feel like that's kind of going to be the moving forward. I'm going to be really diving in, especially on my eyeshadow palettes. I feel like that's a category where I really want to be kind of showing you guys more tutorials and more looks and just more content on what I already own, because that's what I'm kind of craving from other content creators. So that's what I want to be putting out on my channel as well, is just, I want to be putting out like 3 looks, 1 palettes. 1 week, 1 palettes are a little bit harder for me with my 9 to 5. I just really am not gonna be waking up early enough, I feel like, to film those kinds of videos. And the last time I did that, I think, was in December or maybe January. I think it was December though. And I just sounded so tired in those videos. Like every single morning, I feel like I sounded so exhausted. And there's just really no way around that. Like in the morning, I just sound really sleepy. So 3 looks, 1 palettes at least, or maybe a 2 looks, 1 palette, or something where it's kind of focused on the palette. I really want to be doing those. I also want to be doing more of my random Get Ready With Me series here on my channel. So I kind of just want to reach more into what I already have and love. So let me know kind of how you guys are feeling about that as well. I kind of want a shade that's like a little bit deeper than these. Since this is my other oldest palette, I'm just going to dip into these 2 kind of brown shades here and deepen up the outer corner with them. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to update you guys, but I feel like I'm not structuring it enough to warrant its own video, and I'm totally fine with that. But especially around Black Friday, I really like to stack up deals and kind of refresh my collection that way. I typically order from brands' websites more during Black Friday than I do, like, than I purchase from Ulta or Sephora. So I'm excited for that to come around, and I think I'm gonna try one of those videos where it's like a build my cart with me, where we just kind of like talk about, like, I'll share my thought process on what I'm actually gonna be buying in Black Friday and maybe share like how I'm getting deals on them. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. But right now it's like the middle of August, so that'll give me a couple of months to just really focus on what I have. And I feel like I love that my birthday is in the summer, because I feel like a good refresh in the summertime, and then also like Black Friday or Christmas time is just perfect for my collection. And then otherwise, I really just want to be kind of focusing on what I have. So I am pretty happy with where my collection's at. I am going to have a makeup inventory come out on my channel soon. So you guys are going to kind of see like where my collection is at. But I do feel like I should have posted one of those in April before I started purchasing makeup again, because I feel like my collection has grown so much since May that it just seems like I never even did that low buy, which is kind of like sad to me. So I definitely think I'm going to start doing my inventories more frequently, because I do feel like my collection kind of changes a lot over the year, especially as I use up products. So yeah, I'm kind of thinking, like rethinking my collection like as a whole, and I'm kind of excited about it. So I'm excited to keep you guys posted on that too. I'm going to use a makeup wipe and just kind of sharpen up the edges of the eyeshadow look. But I feel very excited to be creating content more on what I already have in my collection, because while reviews honestly do the best on my channel, I just don't want to be a review channel. I want to review the new makeup that I choose to purchase. Like, I actually had 2 recent purchases that were new products to the market, which were the Kathleen Lights eyeshadow palette and then the Ariane Beauty concealer. And that was actually a lot of fun for me to be able to put that review up, but that's a lot of work on the back end. So I got those in the mail, filmed with them that day, edited that night, and then uploaded the next morning. And that is just a lot, and I felt it the next day at work. And then I'm gonna pick up a little bit more of the Ulta Beauty shade Petite on a larger fluffy brush and just run this in the crease, kind of blend everything together. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. So let me know any suggestions or things that you want to see from me moving forward in the next few months on my channel, because I'm kind of thinking about some new video ideas for sure. My oldest eyeliners are these from NYX. They're the Epic Wear liner sticks. I have so many shades of these, but today I want to use the shade Berry Goth, which is a nice like plum or berry color. And I think I just want to kind of lightly put this on the lash line, and I think I might flick it out just a little bit but I'm putting a very thin line of this. As per usual, the line is a little bit thicker than I wanted it to be, so I'm just going to kind of top the liner again with the shimmer shade I was using. And then I think I want to go ahead and use this one. I think it was called Diamond. It was also from that palette, or actually, this one might have been Diamond. I don't know, it's the Super Shock from the So Jaded palette. And then I'm going to run the brush through the crease one more time without adding any more product. So kind of talking about the shift of change a little bit on my channel here, I think it kind of leads into another question that you guys asked, which was how do I gain motivation? I think I want to answer this two different ways. One, in the meaning of like how do I gain motivation for like the makeup side of things, like YouTube or Instagram or anything like that. And then the other side of things being like my everyday life, because the answer is, I would say, extremely different for the two kind of categories. And by the way, I'm going with the Hardcandy Hydrating Primer, and this is, I think, the oldest primer that I have in my collection. I would like to work my way through this soon because I don't have a ton of it left, I don't think. So this is what I'm going to be putting on the skin. So let's just say for my everyday life, I'll answer that one first. I really truly like don't have a lot of motivation. I feel like I'm always lacking energy, like I always feel pretty tired, and I don't really know the answer to that. I've always kind of struggled with that, where I feel like really not like lazy and like I don't like want to get things done. It's just like a very like low sense of energy. Like I've always felt like that for as long as I can remember, and I've always wondered if I have like low levels of something, but I really don't know. And I just try to get up and get stuff done. It actually probably helps that I work a 9 to 5 because I have to get up and like get to work and be there. So for me, in the Monday through Friday, like I actually have to get up and be somewhere at a certain time. So that helps me just with like the waking up process, but I will still feel like tired. So while I'm physically up and doing things, like I feel like it takes me until like 10 o'clock in the morning to really feel awake. And like coffee, I do drink coffee usually during the week. It doesn't really help. Like I don't think caffeine is really like the solution for me. I don't want to be like feeling like I have to have caffeine either. I don't know. I don't think that that's like really a good source of energy for me before 10. I just don't think it really does anything. I just like it, so I drink it. But as far as like actually gaining like motivation to get things done, especially on the weekends, I kind of just force myself to do them, especially like sometimes though on the weekends, like I just need to take a break. Like this weekend, yesterday, we were very lazy and it felt so good. Like we got a little bit done, but then now today, because of that, I know that I really need to get stuff done, which is why I'm filming. But I feel like for me, it's just so drastically different in like my real life and then my makeup life. I don't know how else to differentiate those, but as far as like in my normal day-to-day things, like how I'll gain motivation is I really like to run errands. I know that sounds like kind of weird, but if I'm like really, really bored, like sometimes just getting out of the house and going and doing something will like kickstart my day. So I knew today that I needed to go to the grocery store and get like 2 or 3 things. So I just went ahead and did that first, and then have come home and ate lunch, and now I'm sitting down to film this. So I'm still getting a later start to the day, but actually just like sometimes for me leaving the house is a little bit better for me to gain motivation. Sometimes I wish it actually wasn't like that because I kind of feel like I can't sit still, which is not the best feeling in the world. As far as like I don't like to stay home for the entire day. I really like to go do stuff. I can go do stuff like by myself. So like it doesn't have to be like a social interaction. I just like to change the scenery some. But I don't really have a great answer for that. If you have one, let me know, please, because I'd love to know. But as far as the makeup side of things, I'm not going to say I never lose motivation because that would just absolutely be a lie. But I do have a lot more motivation for the content creation than I do for practically anything else. So I will say that when I'm feeling very motivated, I try to create as much content as possible so that when I'm feeling in like a lull of creativity or motivation, I don't think anyone would know it, because I will pre-film content or kind of get batch content when I'm feeling very motivated, so that if I have a week where I'm either really busy with my personal life or I just have no motivation to actually like create content or no creativity, it feels like, then I can just kind of ride on the stuff that I made the week before, which is actually like what I did this past week, because other than filming the video for the Kathleen Lights palette, I was just using pre-filmed content. Like this is my first video to film that I haven't had just like ready in a while. So that's kind of like my biggest thing with that, is that when I'm feeling super motivated, I try and create way more than I need so that it kind of allows for those lulls to happen. Part of me feels like when I'm feeling really creative, I should still just create like what I kind of need for the week or whatever the kind of distance might be. But that doesn't really guarantee that I'm still going to be feeling creative enough to create just enough to get by for the next week. So for me, that works. I don't think it really leads to burnout. It doesn't really matter how much I create the first week, you know, I'm still just as likely to feel burnt out a week later. So I don't think that that really like correlates for me. I'm using the Rare Beauty concealer. I am trying to use this up and I'm very close to, I'm having to scrape it out with a spatula. But I feel like my answer for this is all over the place, but that's kind of how it feels every day for me. So yeah, like I honestly had planned to film one video yesterday. Today's Sunday, so I planned to film one yesterday and then 2 today. I didn't film yesterday. I just didn't feel like it, so I didn't. And then today I was planning to film 2 videos. I don't feel like it, so I'm just gonna film this one, and then I'll have to film after work one day for my Friday video because I'm not super ahead right now, just because I got a little bit behind because last weekend I didn't feel very motivated. So I had kind of 2 weekends in a row where I didn't feel super motivated, but I was really excited about the new palette to come in this past Tuesday. So I went ahead and filmed to post that. So that's what I'm saying. Like having pre-filmed content for me, especially with YouTube, is so helpful because if you miss one upload on YouTube, the algorithm just hates you, I guess, and they don't want to push any of your videos. At least this is what I find for me. If I miss an upload, I can expect my next several uploads to just not perform very well. And while it's not all about like how they perform, I just prefer to be as consistent as possible with this because I got sick for a week and couldn't post about a month and a half ago, or maybe 2 months ago. I don't know. It's been quite a while. I feel like been over a month for sure, and I'm just now getting back to where my videos are kind of performing like they used to. And that's so frustrating because you getting sick should not negatively affect your uploads if you've always been consistent and you take 1 week off. It's so frustrating how the algorithm works. So that just gets to be a little bit annoying. This cream bronzer I need to use so badly. This is the Fenty cream bronzer. I've had this for a long time and I feel like I haven't used it in forever. I did actually reach into it last night because I saw it in my collection and I was like, I need to use this. And so I just kind of randomly did makeup last night, but I didn't film it or anything. Even though this answer's been all over the place, I feel like if you're trying to gain motivation, don't force it too much. Like if you need to take a break, just take a break, which is something that's really hard for me sometimes to do. But sometimes you just have to give it to yourself, even if it's like a Tuesday after work and you just need to take the night off and watch TV, hang out, don't do anything, just kind of relax. And then if you need to do it again on Friday, do it again on Friday. That's just kind of what I've been feeling like is working for me finally, is just to take a break when I need it and to stop trying to do everything, because I do feel like, especially with YouTube, I'm so committed to it that sometimes I forget that I do need a break. So for me, filming ahead of time can allow me to take breaks. So yesterday, like I said, I didn't feel like filming, so I could just edit the last little bit of a video that I had already filmed last week to put up on Monday, tomorrow, so that I didn't have to worry about it so much. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I've had this one for such a long time, I think since 2019, but that's kind of like my thought process right now on motivation. I wish I had a good answer for you, but I really don't. I think just take a break when you need it. I don't think anyone feels motivated 24/7, and if they look like they are on Instagram, it's probably because they batch created stuff so that they had things to post when they're, you know, just kind of sleeping in and staying in bed all day because they don't feel motivated. And that's probably honestly like what most people are doing, that you're seeing if they're looking like they're motivated all the time, because they're not. Also, I don't post nearly as much on Instagram as I used to. I feel like I'll post kind of randomly, like I'll post a lot and then nothing. And that's because Instagram just like sucks. They are just, if you post a picture, we all know, like if you post a picture, they just like don't ever show it, it feels like. And then it's like, why did I take all this time to take pictures? I think reels are actually really fun. Like, I feel like I'm in the minority here. I actually don't really like TikTok. I don't watch it a lot. I know a lot of people post the same videos on TikTok and Instagram, but I prefer to watch them on Instagram. I really don't like shorts on YouTube because they show up in your history. And if I'm trying to like watch a video and I couldn't finish it and then I want to pick it up later, I don't want a bunch of shorts to be filling up my history slot so that it takes me forever to find the video I was watching. So I actually like to watch them on Instagram. I just wish that there was a better way to keep them balanced. But it seems like, of course, right now they're just pushing reels, which is really difficult to keep up with, especially if you want to be posting pictures. My oldest blush is definitely this one from Colourpop and Kathleen Lights. This is in the shade I Need Space from the Zodiac collection. I love this blush. Also, one of you guys asked about a fall look. No, it's not too early to post fall looks, in my opinion. I didn't do it today just because the video that went out on Monday this week was a 3 looks 1 palette with the Profusion Harvest palette, and I feel like those are very fall inspired. So I will kind of send you over to that video if you're looking for some fall eyeshadow looks. I'll have that linked in the eye down below for you. But I'm gonna go ahead and go over everything with my sponge. I don't really have a powder that's been in my collection for super long, but this is the CoverGirk Clean Fresh powder. This is actually my only pressed powder. I just hit pan on it the other day, which is very exciting, but I'm gonna use this just to set the face. The last question that I had specifically from you guys was how I met my husband, and we met at college. So I actually met him when I was still in high school. He's older than me, so I met him. I was in high school and he was in college, and when I got to college, I started hanging out with him, and it feels like the rest is history at that point. But yeah, I'd had a crush on him for like 2 years before I went to college, and he really, not to say he didn't pay me the time of day, but he didn't, because he was dating someone else. But they broke up shortly after I started college, and then we started hanging out several months after that. So yep, that is how we met, and I'm so glad we did. I actually almost went to another college, so just to think about that as an option, I'm so glad that I went where I went so I could go to school with him. Otherwise, my life would probably be very different right now. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. This is the e.l.f. Precisely Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I've had this one for quite a while, and honestly, I would like to use it up. I've got like a little bit left. I feel like you can kind of go through this one pretty quickly since it's so thin. I don't think I mentioned either. I used the Pixi Subtle Sunrise Duo for highlight. That one's not very old either, but I didn't have a ton of old highlights. Oh, I don't like this pencil very much. All right, one other thing that's been on my mind, and I want your guys' input and opinions, is I've been thinking about whether I want to change my channel name or not. I want to know what you think about the name on my channel, Kirsten's Makeup Vanity, which, by the way, I never say my name. My name is pronounced Kirsten, so it's Kirsten's Makeup Vanity is the name of my channel. It's also my username on Instagram and everything. So I'm curious to know what you think about that, because I feel like the vast majority of people that I watch on YouTube just have their name as their username. And I've kind of been considering like what I want to do moving forward, and I'm not sure. So the reason that I have my name as Kirsten's Makeup Vanity is because I wanted it to be something like makeup related. But if you guys haven't known, I've actually had my vanity for the last year and I've stayed pretty consistent with it. But when I first started my channel, I switched up my setup a lot, and I have this like dream vanity from West Elm that I've always just loved, but it is so expensive and you will not find me buying it. At one point I did think about investing in it, at several points. I shouldn't just say at one, but I found out that it's not even real wood. It's like almost $1,000 and it's not even real wood. I just can't spend my money on something like that that's not even solid wood. It's like engineered eucalyptus wood or something. I just think that's insane. Honestly, like I cannot get over that. So I think eventually I'm gonna end up making a vanity that's pretty similar to that one, just because I want one that's actually gonna stand the test of time and is gonna hold up as well as I think it should, especially for a price like that. So I think I'm gonna end up making my own, honestly. So that's kind of like why it's my channel name, is because I just love like putting makeup on and sitting at my vanity is like my favorite thing. But I've thought a little bit about changing it to my name, And no, I don't plan on creating content in the future that's not makeup related. That's really like what my passion is. So I feel like I'm not really going to be straying away from that very often, if ever. You know, I don't feel the need to like change my channel name as far as that being the reasoning, but I just noticed that a lot of people that I watch, their channel name is just like their name, whether it be their first and middle or first and last name. And I just kind of like that. It's kind of like a nice aesthetic, but I don't know. I'm kind of just figuring out what I want to do for my channel. Okay, this is the oldest by far. Yeah, this is the oldest setting spray in my collection. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter. I use this large one just to refill the travel size one that I have. So I'm gonna just try and use this up. And I have not used this other than yesterday because I was kind of planning for this video. I used this in the cream bronzer. I feel like I haven't used this in forever though. But yeah, I'm really interested to know what you guys think about that because it's been something I'm thinking about a lot lately. It's actually, when I first started posting videos, that was what my username was my first and my middle name. But when I started posting videos again in 2020, I changed my channel name to Kirsten's Makeup Vanity. So I'm very curious to know kind of like what your guys' thought process is. So let me know in the comments what you're thinking about that because I would really, really like to know. I don't really have a super old mascara, but I haven't used this one in a while. This is the Catrice Glam and Doll Easy Wash Off Power Hold Volume Mascara. Wow, that's a really long name. So I'm gonna use this and I'll be right back. I feel like it's the most boring thing to watch when I put mascara on, so I'm just gonna do this off camera. Okay, I decided to just put mascara on the upper lash line because it's like kind of a light look and I feel like I never do that. But I wanna take this shade. I think this is the one that's actually called Diamond. I cannot remember, and I wish they had the names on the back of them. No, this one's Pearl. I feel like this one was Diamond and this one was Pearl. This one's definitely Pearl. I'm gonna take that shade and put it on the inner corner. It's hard to remember shade names from a palette that had like 30 shades in it. But this shade is such a pretty inner corner highlight. I unfortunately think that the Libra shade is finally getting to the point where it's expired because I feel like it barely showed up. But that used to be like my all-time favorite eyeshadow, which is why I have multiples of them, and I actually had others too that I had gifted to other people, so, you know, I really loved that shade a lot. For lips, I think these are two of my oldest products for sure. I have this Persona liquid lip in the shade OG. I also have the red one, but I'm just like not feeling a red lip, so I think I'll put this on, and then the Alamar gloss in the shade Birthday Suit, I think I'll top over the Persona liquid lip. I'm just not a liquid lipstick person. I keep these because I have them, but just not my cup of tea really. This color looks so orange on me, I feel like. I don't know. You know what? I kind of wish I just put the gloss on. I'm gonna take this off and just wear the Birthday Suit gloss. I'm like not feeling this lipstick color with the eye look at all. I think I'm just gonna go for the gloss. I'm not really feeling like a ton of makeup today. Again, it's because I don't have any motivation today. My lips are also super dry today, so I feel like a gloss is a much better decision than a liquid lipstick. This gloss is really pretty, but it's sticky. It's not a comfortable gloss in the sense of like you probably don't want to wear your hair down, especially if you're going to be going outside or anything with it. But alright guys, that's going to be it for this Chatty Get Ready With Me. I kind of wanted to just fill you in on some things, answer some of your questions, and also get your advice about the channel name because I'm really, really interested. But with that being said, that's going to be it for today's video. Thank you guys so much if you did watch it. I'm already getting hair stuck in my lip gloss. That's how sticky this gloss is, but I mean, it looks good. So I'm gonna need to put my hair up for sure. But if you did enjoy today's video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and also consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.